Alright, everybody, this video is called Police Discover a Mass Killer's Secret Hideout. Subscribe so I can get monetized and hit 1,000 subscribers.
What?
You want to hold in the basement and we'll go up?
Ew. Why is he sleeping like that? I mean, I can't really say anything because I don't know anybody's situation, but sleeping like that is like disgusting. I swear, this, like, look, my room, obviously I have no bed sheets because my dog has that time of month, and my room isn't really the cleanest either, and my desk isn't, let me show my desk. My desk isn't the cleanest either. I got my phone, I got a Monster, this is an empty can. I got this can, I got this full can. My desk is pretty much open, but I don't get how people really treat their household like that. Like, you can be like broke without anything, but you can't be broken dirty. You can be broken clean, you can't be broken dirty. I can't really be saying anything because my parents like coddle me the whole damn time while also strict at the same time, so I can't really be saying anything. I don't know the situation. But anyways.
Unlocked. This door unlocked. These doors open right here. It is not normal.
This is Sarah Evans. She's just found the body of her good friend, Benny King, covered in blood inside his own home. The killer, however, was nowhere to be seen, and every witness they had blamed somebody different.
All I know, he was a skinny guy, about 6 foot, 6'5", black.
With a young guy, he said, with a young white guy.
Did you talk to that down there? She's been taking all his money.
Weeks later, another murder happened across town in exactly the same fashion. They now had a serial killer on their hands, and they had to do everything they could to figure out who it was and where they were hiding out before they killed again.
It was me.
What drives people to do this? I'm getting my little research. What drives people to do this type of shit? Because I don't see why you should just start going to kill random people unless you're like an incel or something like that. Like, murder isn't good anyways in any type of sort, shape, or form. But what makes people do this? Because I could never, even if I like hated my mom on my guts, or maybe hated a friend at school on my guts, I could never. Disclaimer: liability. The content presented in this video is intended solely for entertainment purposes and should not be considered legal advice in any jurisdiction. Any conclusions drawn to the material of the I are responsible for the. I'm not reading that.
It all started on April 8th when Akron police received this phone call.
Akron 911, what's the location of your emergency?
Oh my God.
What's the problem here?
Ma'am, is he breathing?
No, not at the... Oh my God.
Immediately, police rushed to the scene.
I had to come in here.
Okay. You want to go hang out over there for us so you can have room to work here?
I'm guessing it was
the ground floor had been ransacked, but it was the scene upstairs that had terrified Sarah. Upstairs lay her good friend, 69-year-old Benny King, and cops would find that he'd been stabbed 33 times.
Damn!
Oh. Where's his injuries at? I don't know. I have not touched him. All I did was touch him to see if he was stiff, but he's stiff and cold. So we're calling it obvious. Yeah, I'm not gonna move him.
This type of stuff gives me the heebie-jeebies. That's why people like shut-ins, like, you know, like the hikikomori type of people where they're like shut into their rooms and like they never leave. And they like never leave their room. That's the type of people that like exist, and never want to leave their rooms, so this type of shit doesn't happen. But even then, your house can get fucking invaded, or your house can get whatever, and they could ransack your shit and kill you then.
Initially, the
So nowhere is safe. Nowhere that you live is safe to live. Like, this world is cooked.
cops had no idea what could have possibly happened to Benny, but as they explored the house more, a clear picture would slowly be painted of exactly what had happened. His bed was absolutely soaked in blood, and his walls were covered in it too. Police presumed that Benny had been attacked in his bedroom before he crawled into the hallway, begging for his life, where the killer finished the job. The majority of the cuts were to his head, neck, and upper body, but there were a few wounds on his hands as well, indicating that Benny had courage.
This type of stuff is evil. It's like bad luck. I do not manifest any of this bad luck. Just don't come for me. I'm a good person. Give you $1,000 right now.
Courageously tried to fight back. The police don't know this yet, but in just a few weeks, this exact scene would be found across town in an identical murder. For now, though, what police found in the kitchen was even more bizarre.
Any ID or nothing? Can't find anything?
I didn't dig around too much there. I'm really not going to. Well, because the lady who called said that all of his cabinets in the kitchen are open, and she checks on them on a regular basis, and she's like, I don't know why that would be like that. Like someone was listening or looking for something.
Probably
Like,
that
all the
lady in the
cabinets here
beginning.
are open.
It's probably that lady with the orange shirt in the beginning where she's like she's dead, and the other lady in the beginning was going that bitch. You know, like the neighbor was crying. Not the neighbor though. Not the one I discovered, and the other one, the one with the green shirt. I don't know what color it was, but I feel like it's that lady.
I mean, who does this?
Oddly, though, nothing seemed to have been displaced or stolen. Something very strange is going on. So the cops turned to the person that discovered
It's her. It's probably her.
Benny's body, Sarah Evans, who had some crucial information that would start to spiral this case into a complex mystery.
Was it the back door that you found open?
No, the front. When I come back to 11:30, this door was locked.
Okay.
And when I called you, when I come back up, the front door was unlocked.
Okay, so you were actually here this morning at
11:30.
11:30, and you spoke to him then?
No, I didn't see him. I thought he would lay down and take a nap from 3.
And then you came back a little bit after 1, and that's when you found the door open?
Yeah, it was unlocked.
Okay.
The back door is unlocked too.
11:55.
Does he usually keep his doors locked?
Yeah.
23 Mo Drive. Break.
So I said he locks it, he goes to take a nap, but as soon as he gets up in the morning, he unlocks it.
Was the dog out when you got here?
No, the dog was in the chair.
Okay.
In the chair when I come in the door. And that's why I knew when I seen the stand open, the dog in the chair.
Detectives then asked Sarah if she could think of anyone who had any issues with Benny. That's when she mentioned 2 brothers, Justin and Johnny, who were often seen visiting Benny. Sarah also told them that they had ongoing problems with Benny and were sometimes seen fighting with each other. In fact, their most recent argument resulted in Benny chasing them off his property with a shotgun. Justin also was on the lookout for a way to make money fast, so it's rumored that he'd stolen something of Benny's and pawned it, causing all these arguments. Police figured they finally had their suspects. But that's when Sarah mentioned a suspicious vehicle that had been spotted outside Benny's house right around the time of his death.
That was up through here.
Whoever drives a Hummer and kills somebody is the biggest idiot. Now imagine, I don't know where this is at, Colorado or something. Now imagine you're in like a neighborhood, like a suburban area, and you drive a Hummer H2 or some shit like that. You're gonna kill somebody and then drive off with that Hummer. Oh, you was driving a big car. That Hummer is like a tank riding through the damn whatever. And it's not like you can be like, oh, it was a full-size SUV or it was a truck. You can't. The Hummer design is very distinctive. Like, let's say you can drive like a Suburban or a Tahoe. Those 2 cars are really distinctive, so you can get it mixed up for a GMC Yukon, Hyundai Palisade. Hummers are like one species, one thing.
Earlier today, this morning I guess, and sped away, and come back. I know it was earlier this morning, and come back and sped away again. He said it was a younger white guy driving.
Who said that?
It's not a guy. I can't tell you because he's in trouble. He's got warrants. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Well, what's his warrants for? Is it anything
I
bad?
have no
Okay.
idea. So I'm just giving you the information I was given.
Okay.
This seems like vital information, but the only guy that saw it is quite literally on the run from the cops with outstanding warrants. So the officer tries to see if he can strike a deal.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. There's a detective coming. Okay. I understand you guys
Look at that big old yam on her face. Look at that yam on her face.
has some warrants. If it's possible that we can guarantee we will not arrest him, not do anything, you guys can go ask him if you want to talk to us then.
Ordinarily, a fugitive would never agree to a deal like this, but because Benny was such a nice and respected guy in the neighborhood, he comes outside just a few seconds later to tell the cops everything he knows.
How's it going, brother?
I was out here on my friend's porch and I saw this goldish, older style Hummer, big body Hummer.
And it's yellow. You're an idiot.
Speed away from over here. I didn't hear no noises like gunshots or anything.
Okay.
But
How about what time was that?
10:30, 11ish.
I was up here.
Maybe
11.
12.
I come up here.
No, it had to be like.
I was up here at 11:30.
Okay, it had to be about
locked.
10:30 or something.
Okay, so between 10:30 and
Because
11.
then I heard her screaming about something, and all this happened.
Okay.
Then she discovered that. I've not seen that vehicle.
You've never
around
seen
here.
that car around here or nothing? Did you happen to see who was driving?
A white male,
Okay.
blondish, short hair, like
Short.
kind of crew cut like yours.
Okay.
I would say anywhere from his mid-20s to early 30s. He sped around the corner so fast his tires were squealing. I was like, what the hell?
If the car had shown up around 12 that night, that's right in between Sarah's 2 visits to Benny's house, the exact window where Benny was murdered. And with how the car was allegedly driving...
That means it must have been somebody that they knew, because... Let me just...
It really does seem as though this Hummer has something to do with Benny's murder. They just need to figure out who was inside. And conveniently,
that shit
a
broke
neighbor
down.
overheard this conversation and told the police that he knows a man in the neighborhood that drives a Hummer exactly like the one described. Unfortunately, he doesn't know the guy's real name, only his nickname, Jaybird.
You're just assuming
Larry Bird!
Jaybird being connected to a Hummer.
Correct.
You don't know.
Right, and I don't have any personal knowledge about that, but I know that I've seen him many times with
a Hummer?
Yeah, Hummer.
What color?
Roughly that color. It's like a dusty gold, like that.
So you've seen
Dusty Gold, that's clearly yellow. Dusty Gold looks like shit.
Jaybird driving this goldish Hummer?
Before, yeah.
Okay.
It sounded like this Jaybird was a prime suspect, but nobody on the scene right now was able to tell them his real name. But before they're able to figure it out, they're confronted with a 4th suspect, and it was the last person that anyone had expected. This is Benny's daughter, Patricia, and as soon as she showed up on the scene, she seemed to already have her mind made up about who the killer really was.
I let it know, obviously, that he passed away. But,
Did you talk to the bitch down there? Let me say this friendly. That lady down there has been paying his bills. And she's been taking all his money and not paying on his bills. So the gas bill I have not yet paid.
We don't have a bill.
So I don't have a bill to say because she's not giving him the bills. She's keeping them. She is writing on the receipts what she is supposed to have paid versus what she really paid. And this has been going on for over 3 months. So she's been working on for 3 months. He's never had a bill that he never paid in full until this lady down the street decided that she was going to help him. She took upon herself to help him by taking his money.
That's right. She's talking about Sarah. Apparently, since she's taken over paying Benny's bills, they've all either been late or underpaid. Patricia is certain that she's been stealing money from Benny this way, and in fact, she thinks she might have stolen even more, too.
And his money better still be in there because I know exactly where it's at. Where? It's in a cabinet in this kitchen and a coffee jug.
Let's go.
I can come?
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah, the body's not in there no more.
I'll be right back out with you.
That's exactly. That's not exactly. That's what it looks like whenever you take off your glasses. Just pure nothingness. For me, I can still see without my glasses, but it looks like kind of foggy, like you're in like mist. Kind of like Silent Hill.
Was it in there?
It's that lady. It's either that lady, or think about this: the lady is an accomplice.
No, it was in a container like this.
Red Folgers?
Yep.
Where does it keep it?
It was in here. So whoever did this knows exactly where he hid his money. And she's one, and Johnny, those are the two that come down here. Those two are the suspects. I'm telling you, there's nobody else. Them two.
She's mega big brain. Now imagine it is Johnny. Oh, Johnny, Jay Bird. Wait, no. Never mind. They don't know Jay Bird's name. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry.
Everything is starting to fall into place. It now makes sense why the cabinets were flung open. Whoever killed Benny was looking for money. And that's not even the biggest revelation the cops are about to have. Not even close. Currently, they have 4 suspects, and any one of them could be their killer. Each one of these could take days to interview and process, but with every hour that passes, the killer is getting closer to finding their next victim. Luckily, after talking to another neighbor, they were given some vital information that cut down their search just a little bit and sent them in the direction of one man in particular. They were able to discover that Justin, one of the suspected brothers from earlier, had a nickname, Jaybird. The money, the gun, the drugs.
Ew, why is he looking at me like that? Look at his receding hairline like the McDonald's, and he has like 10 hair strands in his head. I don't get how people make their hair get like that. I don't know which situation, like I said, but why is he looking at me like that? He looks like he uses Reddit.
Everything was lining up.
r/anime waifus.
And in the cops' minds, this could definitely be their killer. So to ensure they had all the information possible, they started interviewing his brother, Johnny, so that when they got around to Justin, they'd have no trouble getting him to confess.
Oh, hell, probably afternoon, I took my dog over there so you could see him. Me and my wife did. I had her take the dog around back. Then I brought the dog in for a couple minutes so he could pet it. He got pissed off about something, so we left.
What did he get pissed off about?
He did.
What did he get pissed? What was he pissed
that little
about?
dog he's got, he don't like no other dogs. You know what I mean? Being around his little dog because he's afraid the dog's gonna eat him.
Do you go over and see him quite often?
Is that the dog? Fat ass dog. What's he gonna eat? Fucking Twinkies.
Sure do. Go over there and drink a beer with him just about every day.
So you last saw him yesterday about 7:30 in the evening, or?
Yeah. What's this all about?
He's dead.
You gotta be kidding me, dude.
No, I'm not.
You're telling him now?
Oh my God. I gotta go down there, dude.
The cops figured this reaction to be genuine, and as they talked to him more, they became certain that Johnny didn't know anything about the crime. But that doesn't mean his brother is innocent. In fact, what Johnny is about to say actually makes the cops even more suspicious.
Who is Justin?
Brother.
Okay, would he have seen him later than you had?
No, he ain't been a lot around down there.
If somebody said
he looks like the type of guy to own a Hummer. He's gonna play Metallica or Stone Temple Pilots and the fucking blasting on the speakers. He has like a blown speaker in the back and like his head gasket's like on the brink of death.
They saw it.
You can tell. Look at that tattoo. He looks like he's gang affiliated.
That wouldn't be true.
I don't know.
No hates any of the gangs.
When I go down there, my brother ain't there.
Usually, Johnny and Justin would go and see Benny every morning at around sunset, and that's been the case for the last 3 years since his wife passed away. Johnny can't think of a reason for Justin to be down there so early, especially not on his own without telling him. Johnny was even able to provide some extra details about the disagreement they had recently, proving to the cops just how heated it had gotten between them.
He told him, look, get away from my house, don't you ever come back again. He said, I've loaned you money 4 or 5 times on this bull junk.
That's the worst thing to do. To loan somebody money. It's different if you give somebody money or if you offer somebody money, because if you offer me money, I shouldn't have to owe you. I feel like that's the logic with what I'm thinking. Because if you are offering me money, offering offer, you shall receive, I guess. I'm not going to turn it down, but that doesn't mean that I'm never going to pay you back, nor does that mean I'm never going to owe you. But I'm never loaning anybody out money because it's just like the bank. If you loan somebody money, it's very, very likely you're going to owe them back. And if they're really, really like hyper whatever person, anytime you do something for that person with an outstanding loan, they're going to be like, oh, you owe me more now. Or you do this. Or I don't know. I don't know what you guys think about loaning people money.
I'm on a fixed income.
That's just how I think. I don't like to take anything for granted. I don't really take anything. Like if my mom would be like, "You need a ride," I'd be like, "No, I don't want anybody. I don't want my mom or my dad have to get out of their seat in order to do something for me." My dad lets me use his bike to take to work, and I'm really, 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 really grateful for that. I blew the tire, and I fixed the tire. I paid for the tire. I have like 3 tubes. I have. One tube was too small and it popped when I used it. I didn't want to call my mom to come pick me up, so I took the bus to work with the bike on like the trailer thing in the front of the bus. And then I got paid that next day, so I bought a tube. I have 2 gel tubes and then I have a Goodyear tube. Shout out to Michelin because Goodyear. Shout out to Goodyear because Goodyear actually makes good tubes and the tire hasn't popped. And the moral story is don't take loans from people.
I'm here. I can't just keep giving.
He physically pushed him?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
By this point, the cops had already heard all they needed to hear. 19 hours later, they managed to track down Justin and would bring him in for interrogation. Justin was left in the interrogation room for around 45 minutes before the interrogation began. This is a tactic used, among many others, to make Justin feel as uncomfortable as possible.
Hey, Justin. You are...
Why is everybody balding? Look, hold up. 1. Look, he looks like he's balding. Look, this guy right here is balding. This guy right here is balding.
Hey, Justin.
This guy right here is balding.
You are...
Everybody's balding. Look at my hair. My hair's a mess right now. But I'm not balding. And manifesting that I don't go balding.
We talked about. You got 4 warrants on you. How do you know him? What is your relationship with him? Can you kind of take us through that?
My brother, he was more or less like a stepfather, pretty much.
How so?
Shook a stick and give me $1 or a cigarette or something to eat, or you know what I mean. I lived next door to him there for 4 or 5 months. Even I had a warrant, which I went and did my time and got it all taken care of. You know what I mean? If you're asking, did I kill him? No, I did not.
Seems rather straightforward from Justin's perspective. He had exactly the same nice things to say about Benny and doesn't seem stressed out or anxious about being here. He's leaning forwards towards the detective.
Dustin, Benny, whatever his name is, Benny Autoworks, looks like or sounds like the type of person that, you know, give you a helping hand. Like if you were to call him and be like, oh, I need a couple dollars or whatever, he will give it to you right away. And that's the type of people that need to like be more into this world. But you shouldn't take the type of people for granted because
instead of instinctively pulling.
Because I'm guessing that I don't know. You just shouldn't take those type of people for granted because then they're going to be like getting used.
Away. He's maintaining eye contact when he can, and his tone seems deliberate and genuine. Everything about how he's presenting himself is relaxed, as though he's just trying to give the detectives what they need and get out of there. But unfortunately, just saying you didn't murder someone isn't enough for the cops, so they decide to confront him with the evidence they've gathered against him.
So we talked to everybody in the neighborhood except
check the registration on the car. See who it's insured to.
For one
or see who it's under.
Person that they said he banned from the house.
Was me.
So,
Yeah.
Is that over money or what was that about?
Yeah, it was over money, but no, I was with my brother at his house. I told you he was drinking beer with. I had to take a shit. Okay. He told me rather than tell me. Sorry.
You say anything about a shotgun?
Yeah, he did. He told my brother, he's like, I should take my shotgun down there and pump a couple of the twins in his ass. He said that. My brother did. I guess. He never had a problem giving me money or anything like that. He pulled it right out of his pocket. He was a good guy. I cared for him as a dad.
Justin was banned from the house and there was an argument over money. But it doesn't.
So it sounds like everybody's just starting to take him for granted and think that he won't fucking find out about anything.
Doesn't seem like he held that against Benny at all. But the detectives find this strange. All the signs pointed towards Justin being the killer. But now he seems like he had no issues with Benny at all. But they've still got their.
He looks like he'd be a nice dad. He looks like he'd probably be like a smoker or whatever. Probably is. But he looked like he'd be like a chill dude. You know what I mean? Like, if he had like, or he probably did have kids. If he has like kids or whatever, he would like, help him like fix a car or change the oil. He looked like he'd be chill.
Being the killer. But now he seems like he had no issues with Benny at all. But they've still got their main piece of evidence though. His Hummer was seen at Benny's house on the morning of the murder. That had to mean he was lying this whole time, right?
You drove or used to drive a Hummer?
Hummer?
You ever drive a Hummer in the neighborhood?
No.
Did you ever work on a Hummer?
Never had, no. I wish I had.
You know anybody that...
No.
If you watch any interrogation where a guilty suspect is confronted with a piece of valid evidence, their reaction is always very stiff and short. They try and deflect it immediately by saying no and explaining exactly why that could never be the case without showing a hint of emotion. Justin is an ex-convict that works various handyman jobs jumping from place to place. He doesn't need to explain why he doesn't own a $40,000 SUV. His facial expression when he's asked,
There's even no reason why you should own a $40,000 SUV. Any car is a car, unless you need like a big SUV. Any car is a car to me.
The way he laughs and jokes naturally about the concept is enough to tell the detectives he was telling the truth. They still didn't want to discount him completely as a suspect.
Fucking playing.
But they did figure that if he wasn't the killer, then he might at least be able to help them out. So they asked who he thought might have been responsible, and his answer was someone they were very familiar with. Sarah.
She knew. She took Ben's bank card to the bank, food stamps. That's what my brother was telling me on the phone the other day. And he thinks that she might have had something to do with it. So if I'd point a finger, I'd probably check her for sure.
Of course, he's talking about Sarah, and he's accusing her of exactly the same thing Patricia did earlier. And in fact, John had even mentioned this in his interview earlier that day too.
Anybody in that neighborhood or anybody have any problems with him or give him a rough time?
Yeah, what's called down the street there.
Who's that?
I'm trying to think of her name. She lives down at the end of the road. She'd go over there, take his money for bills, go up to the corner store, and was supposed to pay on all his
3 for 3.
Well, come to find out, she ain't been paying the full amount on your bills. She's been only paying the half. And I went over there one day. He said, after
She looks like an angry English teacher. If you like tell her in class you don't want to do something, she'd be like, sit the fuck down!
I'm done for that bitch.
Did they reconcile at all, or?
No, he said, look, you're a thief, get the fuck out of my house, don't ever ask me for another dime.
Quickly, the cops are starting to realize that Sarah wasn't the wonderful, trusted member of the community.
She argues with convenience store workers.
That they'd assumed she was. Now, 3 people have.
And she looks like she drives a fucking old Honda CRV or a new 2021 Honda CRV, and she looks like she yells at her kids.
Claims that she was exploiting Benny's trust to steal his money and all her.
I don't know if you do this. I don't know if they do this or not. I am very sorry if any of y'all see this. I don't even know if this girl right here is guilty, but I'm sorry if any of y'all hear this.
Saying that she could be the killer. To make matters worse for her, she's also the only person left that knew about his money stash in the coffee can. Things are getting extremely complex, and the cops have already worked tirelessly for days now. And the problem is, the longer this investigation goes on for, the longer the killer is on the loose, meaning the higher the chances that they might kill again. So now, 6 days after Benny's murder, detectives bring in Sarah for an interview. It was imperative that they either catch the killer right now or get new information that brings them straight to them. If they don't, then they'll have no suspects, no leads, and a murderer at large.
We know that you call 911, we got the recording, so we listen to that. We understand that you would pay his bills. Tell us about that.
Well, that's where we had a dispute. I went to pay his bill. One time I paid $40 on it. I needed to borrow that. He said, okay, did not remember. I paid him back his $40. That's why I was still wrong.
That was, you brought there.
That we made up, yeah.
In the interview, similarly to Justin, Sarah doesn't deny the disagreement between them and fully admits that she took some money from him to pay his bills. But again, they seem to make up and become friends again. This time, though, the detectives aren't buying it. Not when much is
But everybody's saying that they didn't make up and she got kicked out.
On the line.
We're hearing two different sides of what we're talking about. We're hearing what you're telling us, but we're hearing from his daughter and what his best friend's telling us. Now, we've been hearing that he banned you from coming to his house. He didn't want you handling his bills or anything like that. So much that the owner of the store called him and said, hey, she's scamming you.
Where's forensics? Oh, wait, they don't have anything to forensic. I'm an idiot. Never mind.
So you're telling us that is not true?
That's not true. That is not true. I went up there. I didn't go up there until I had the $40 in my hand to pay him.
Sarah is saying that all she took from Benny was $40, and she even paid it back. It'd just been blown out of proportion as she wasn't able to get in contact with Patricia and Johnny to clear her name again. It's suspicious, but the detectives aren't going to get anything more out of her on this front. So they decide to ask her some more background questions. Usually these don't end up solving the case, but this time, one of their questions provoked an answer that seriously piqued their interest.
There's a lady there that was smoking. She had like salt, pepper hair, long hair. That's not your. Let me ask you this: it's not your daughter. That she's not.
My daughter. Yeah.
Yeah. That's your daughter. She doesn't live there with you. Do you have any other children?
Yeah.
Do any of them live with you?
The audio we received from the police department is censored here, but Sarah tells the cops about her other kid, a boy named Jason, a boy who had just gotten out of prison.
Wherever. He's got out of prison and stuff, so.
When did he get out of prison?
In September.
What was he in jail for?
Robbery.
Would your son be capable of something?
Oh God, I pray not. No.
But he went to jail for robbery. I
pray not.
According to the detectives, when they asked this question, Sarah tensed up and seemed extremely closed off. She inhales sharply and her whole body jumps when they bring up this possibility. As far as the detectives are concerned, whether
I pray not. He's got out of prison.
boy who had just gotten out of
When did he get out of prison?
In September.
What was he in jail for?
Robbery.
Would your son be capable of something?
Oh God, I pray not. No.
She did.
As far as the detectives are concerned, whether intentionally or not, she just told them there is a possibility. That's all they're able to focus on, and it all makes sense, too. She knew about the coffee can full of money, so what if she'd accidentally mentioned that to Jason? He'd just gotten out of prison for robbery, and it'd make complete sense if he saw Benny as an easy target and decided to try and steal his cash. That could even explain the Hummer, too. It was a nice car that Jason might have jacked and used to get in and out of the scene quickly. Instantly, the hunt for Jason began, but no matter how hard they tried, they just couldn't track him down. But that's when some new information came to light. Information that would change everything. An inmate of the prison Jason was staying at had contacted police after hearing about the crime, claiming that he knew who the perpetrator was, and promised to reveal it to them in an interview.
So I'm told, you told one of the deputies you got some information about a homicide?
That's about the old guy that got stabbed. Yeah, his mother found the body, and then I heard him and his mom arguing over the phone. Bob, it wasn't supposed to go that far. Because she always going over the house cleaning up when she been doing that for years. And everybody in the neighborhood know they did it, just nobody ain't speaking on it. I don't know why.
The inmate said he'd heard Jason and Sarah talking about the murder on the phone after Jason thought he'd hung up. The cops now had no doubt in their minds who their new number one suspect was. And by this point in the investigation,
it's Jason and Sarah. Jason killed him. Sarah's trying to cover it up.
it's likely Jason's cash was starting to run out. They had to find him as soon as possible, before he got the chance to kill again. But, unfortunately, they were already too late.
Why is it old people? Why is he killing old people? Because I feel like they're like, oh, you have less time to live. I don't see why you should kill somebody old, because I personally, not saying that I would kill anybody, but I would personally want to outlive that, I guess, and I want to live my whole entire lifespan. I could die today. I'm not saying I want to die, but you know, I want to live for as long as I can. Everybody does. I mean, most people do.
Akron Police and Fire, Canty.
Hi, my name is George Bayless. I'm down in Florida now, but my father's still up in Akron. We haven't been able to get a hold of him, and some of his neighbors got a hold of me today, too, and said they haven't seen him since Saturday. They said there were some people over there they didn't really recognize.
Alright, so we have it in. We're going to get someone over there to check it out, and then we can give you a follow-up call.
Police quickly initiated a welfare check on George's father, Gary Ballas. When they arrived, they knocked on the front door, and after receiving no response, the officers forced entry through a side door.
Gary! Akron Police! Gary, it's Akron Police! Gary!
On Thursday, May 21st, Gary Ballas was found dead. It was obvious he'd been dead for a few days, and given the abundance of
Is he behind that chair?
Stab wounds, it was ruled a homicide. An investigation would turn up very little information, except for the
He looks like a science teacher.
a homicide.
He looks like
an
he looks like an old science teacher, or he looks like Albert Einstein.
Investigation would turn
or an old Napoleon Dynamite.
Up very little information.
Or it looks like me. Look at my glasses. I'm joking.
Except for the fact that Gary's car was missing from the driveway. So next, they started to talk to his neighbors to see if they knew anything about what had happened.
Akron Police. Just wonder if I could talk to you a couple seconds about your neighbor behind you. When's the last time you saw him?
Police go.
Was anybody there with him?
He came over here.
Oh yeah?
Knocked on the door.
What did he say?
He came over to pick flowers out of the yard.
Purple ones?
Lilacs.
Did he have anybody with him when he was there?
He came over here by himself.
Did he have that car there Tuesday?
I don't remember. I was over here.
Right. Do you remember? Do you know what kind of car it is?
Blue station wagon.
Like a Subaru?
Yeah.
Anybody else live here that might have seen him?
My kids
Hey, what's
live
up?
here with me.
Have you seen your neighbor lately?
Gary?
Yeah.
No, last time I saw him was like 3-4 days ago.
So he's like one of those guys that be like the neighborhood grandpa, where he be standing on his porch in that little rocker chair, and he's like, hey, he's just sitting on his porch, maybe doing, I don't know, who God knows what. He'd be like, hey, and everyone just waits, and he's like that one guy that sits on the porch and everybody and their mom knows about.
The car was there when she took the flowers over. Do you remember?
The car hasn't been there for over a week.
A week? You want to step out here for 1 second?
What did he do? Oh.
So Gary is deceased. It's looking suspicious. That's why I'm
telling the guy to come out there.
Asking you these questions. He hasn't mentioned anybody. You haven't seen anybody. You haven't heard any fighting. So obviously, then maybe it was somebody that's come here before.
It's a little odd for Gary's car not to have been at his place for over a week, especially given Gary was still home. There's a chance that this family could be misremembering, but the cops got exactly the same information from each of the other neighbors.
If I had a car, I'd put an AirTag on it. I don't know what year this is, but 2020, AirTags weren't out. I'll put a tracker on it.
Hi, sir. Sorry to bother you so late.
Yeah, bother.
Okay. Are you familiar with the older gentleman that lives at the blue house across the street?
Yeah, that's Gary.
Gary?
See? It's the man that everybody knows.
Yeah, that's Jenny. Hey, Jenny. I want to know if we're familiar with Gary.
What's,
He's our neighbor. She used to help him out. She used to babysit his wife.
When's the last time you seen Gary?
In a couple days.
Couple days?
Yeah.
They're asking everybody. Look.
Like,
He was out cutting
I mean,
his
that's
grass.
do you remember what day that was?
Today's what, Thursday?
Yeah, today's Thursday.
Thursday, probably not Monday.
Monday?
Yeah.
He's always out cutting his grass.
Is he? He frequents cutting his grass?
Was something happened to Gary or?
You were investigating an incident that occurred over there.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
The only issue was, not a single one of the neighbors could tell the cops who might be driving that car. Gary did have visitors over somewhat frequently, but they never used his car. If the cops could figure out where the vehicle was and who took it, it seems like they'd have a pretty sure shot at finding the murderer. And that's when they talked to this couple, who claim they've seen a new guy around his house recently.
Excuse me, has anybody been over to talk to you guys yet?
No.
Okay.
You know, I called the police out here yesterday, and they didn't even want to go in there.
I don't have my mask.
What did you call them yesterday for?
Because I haven't seen him since Saturday, and it's not like him to leave town and not tell me.
You haven't seen him since Saturday?
Nobody answer that door.
It seems that everybody knows where he's at. Like, even if you sit in your house, you'll probably still see or hear him out like the window. Ooh, out like the window.
Said you guys are positive though.
It was Saturday he was cutting his grass?
Yeah.
Have you seen the guy with the cane before?
No.
Oh, never seen him before.
Was he white or black?
White.
You said he was younger?
Yeah.
His car wasn't there?
No, his car hasn't been there.
What possesses people to do this type of stuff? Somebody kill my grandpa, I would probably flip out. My grandpa right now, literally, if I go to his house right now, he'd probably be like, "You want to go to the store?" And he would take me to like the Family Dollar down the street. He doesn't live in the state with me. I'm not gonna say the state I'm in, but he doesn't live in the state with me. But I guarantee you, 9 times out of 10, if I ask him, "Can we go to the store?" He'll bring me to the store.
Okay.
He'll buy me
But
something.
soon the
He
cops
buy me a pack of Skittles. Like, I love Skittles. I love Reese's Pieces. My favorite candies.
were able to put together exactly what had happened. It turns
Good
out
old dude.
Gary was never in that car with the other man. When his car pulled out of his driveway for the last time, Gary was already dead. But at least his
It looks like somebody ran
driveway
into the
for the
garage.
last
Look,
time.
look at right here. It looks like somebody, unless that shit was already like that, it looks like somebody legit ran into the damn garage.
Gary
That shit's warped. Oh my god. And there's no windows either. It looked like somebody ran into it.
was already dead. But at least they had a description of who they thought the murderer was. And
drives a Subaru out.
Even better, just a short time after, the cops received
Subi?
word that his car had been seen at a gas station on a surveillance camera. Unfortunately, the camera quality was too poor to properly make out his identity, but at least the cops now know without a shadow of a doubt that if they find that car, they can find the man that killed Gary. But it turns
That doesn't look like the guy.
out someone had already done that for them. An unnamed witness came forward and told them that he'd seen that very car and knew precisely who it now belonged to.
Jason came over Sunday morning. He was gonna help me work on the house I'm working on.
Do you know Jason's last name?
Shagley, or I don't even know how to pronounce it, something like that. Anyway, he came over, but I had to go to Harbor Freight because I needed a grinder. And so I told him, I said, I got to go to Harbor Freight. He said, oh, I'll take you. And I said, wait a minute, Jason. I said, I'm not getting in no hot car. I said, is that car hot? He said, no, the car is not hot. Uncle Willie, no, I wouldn't do you like that. The car is not hot.
The car this man is talking about is Gary's Subaru. But more importantly, he just mentioned the name of the man they believe killed Benny, Jason Shockley. This was a shocking breakthrough in both cases. Not only have they essentially just solved Gary's
That's like a cool grandpa.
murder, but now they're hot on Jason's tail and
Yo, look how big his ears is. He looks like Malcolm in the Middle.
have more evidence than ever to try and track him down.
He looks like, what's that other dude's name? Malcolm in the Middle? Reese. He looks like Reese.
Back on the scene, they'd also noticed that Gary's credit cards had been stolen, and this guy's story even lines up perfectly with that, too.
He said, my friend let me use it. He went to Florida. He gave me a credit card, told me to keep gas in it, and I can buy cigarettes and buy me something to eat if I need it. I was kind of like not believing him, but he said, no, Willie, I swear.
It almost seemed too good to be true, so the detectives asked the witnesses to pick Jason out of a photo lineup.
Why are they all J names? John, Jason, James, and Jonathan.
Pointed
John and Jonathan? Why don't you just call them both John?
straight at him instantly. Jason was now the suspect of a double homicide, and 2 citywide investigations
straight out of jail and you kill somebody?
had converged into one. Every single officer and detective in the area knew they couldn't let Jason take another life, so they had to act fast and hunt him down. That's when police received one final phone call, this time from Sarah Evans, Jason's mother. On that call, knowing how dangerous he could be, she decided to give up her own son and told the police the address of his safe house.
No, he's white here. This dude's black. Oh. What's the vacant one? This one? Which house is it? It's the second one. The one on the right. 1887.
Yeah, so my son's a damn jackass, so I'm gonna go ahead and give out his address. I'm not trying to go to jail. I have some kids and some babies to feed for Thanksgiving. What is it in this thing? I want to prepare for Halloween for Thanksgiving. So I'm just gonna give out his address. It's 1887 Popcorn Apple Ave or some shit like that. I'm not sure. Straight up give out his location. Me personally, if I was her, I would never. You say nothing. Not Greg Heffley. What's his brother's name? Roderick Heffley say? Deny.
I don't know.
Heroin. What? Yeah.
Doug's ransacked. Oh my god. Imagine he sleeps right there on this damn mattress. Uh-oh. My dad's calling me. My dad texted me. Shout out to Mr. Dad. Alright, yeah. Let's get back to it.
Watch that, what is that? Authority about shifting that traffic.
The house was abandoned, boarded up, and dirty. It was
mad abandoned. What the hell?
Unclear if anyone was even inside, but the cops have to be extremely vigilant as they know Jason could be armed. After clearing the first floor, they moved upstairs as a group and tried to figure out where Jason was hiding.
If you want to hold in the basement, we'll go up.
God damn. Oh, the ass in the camera. I never looked at the ass. I looked at that big fucking cranium. What is that? Is that the roof? What is this? Like this big beam? The roof.
Only one door on this floor was fully closed, and every other room was empty. This is where they think Jason is. Problem is, they've already made a lot of noise, so whoever's on the other side of that door could be prepared. That's why they decide to storm in.
Hands!
What? Is that even him? He has glass. He doesn't have glasses in any of the photos. Is that Jason? Roll
over and put him on the top of your head. Roll on your stomach, hands and behind your back. Let's go. Hurry up, Jason.
Oh, that is him. So why does he have glasses on now?
Right,
I want to do shit. I don't get how people can sleep like this. Like I said, you can be broke and clean. You can be broke and dirty. Like, you can have barely any money and just barely pay the bills, the light bill, but the house can still be clean. Like, it's not hard to be clean. Unless you have, like, a situation going on that I can kind of understand it. I don't want to have to put you guys in, like, the fucking spotlight. But I'm just saying, you could still be clean. I don't know y'all's situation.
Anybody else in the house?
Okay.
Y'all look through the house. Anybody else in the house?
You got anything illegal on you, man? Besides the knife?
Knives are illegal? I didn't know knives were illegal. I thought knives were like allowed, like self-defense, or is that guns? With the guns license, I thought that knives weren't illegal. Like you could just you could hold one to have for self-defense.
All right, stand up. So, picture.
Put them in a cruiser.
You got shoes, bud?
Yes, I do.
Where's your shoes at?
Right underneath the blanket right there.
You want a paddle? Shake them?
Yeah.
You got the and one shoes. You got the and one Walmart shoes on. What the fuck?
How old are you now, man?
30.
Remember you as a kid over there, man, on Johnson Block, man.
Yeah.
What?
Remember you as a kid over there, man, on Johnson Block, man.
He knew him? Oh my god. There's like people that I know that will call me on my birthday. I'll post on my birthday on my Snapchat, right? Talking about I'll type, it's my birthday today, guys. Blah 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 blah. I'll just I won't be like kind of like you know, I won't kind of like just put it on blast. I kind of be like, yeah, it's my birthday. Okay, cool. People from like when I was like 8 years old will find my Snapchat and tell me happy birthday. First of all, I haven't talked to you in so long, I forgot who you were. So you'll be like, oh, I knew you when you were in 3rd grade. I haven't spoke to you in a minute. I got my first phone when I was in 4th grade. It was an iPhone 7. You're calling me when I'm in like 10th grade, 11th grade. I haven't spoke to you in so long. I've gotten to a day and age where I just don't tell people shit anymore because shit like this happens and I don't want nobody to kill me. I don't want nobody to ransack this house, especially for the fact that if I want to pursue YouTube, I want to live. Thank you very much. I knew you on Johnson Block. Yeah. Dude.
Is this nail shut or can you get this open, Jason?
No.
That was you.
I always call it.
Okay. Oh, are you
Doesn't nail shut. Kick it open. You kick the door off, kick that open.
Yeah, I'm right here. Here he comes.
Bang! Bang! He's batting.
One foot at a time. Has anybody else watch your head on the car?
I don't think so. I don't think they even know.
Yeah, we need to get.
Come on, man.
Just as they'd hoped.
Looks like you're thinking extra hard. You like just why does he look straight at the camera like that? Is it like this big camera like the middle of the screen where it's like, say it's like the whole dashboard and the camera's just like this pointing right at your face? Why do you just look directly at it like that? Did he like?
Just as they'd hoped, Jason was found lying amongst rubble and trash on the 2nd floor, attempting to hide away from the very people who just put him in cuffs. Thankfully, he put up no
He's
resistance.
an idiot. And why does he have Shasta? Look at this off-brand shit. You're gonna steal his credit card, gets the on-brand. I mean, maybe he wasn't trying to make it obvious of him spending shit, but oh wait, no, he just spent cigarettes with it. I don't even believe that either.
A quick sweep of the house confirmed he was the only person here. Amongst the trash on the floor, the officers found multiple knives and a credit card belonging to Gary Ballas. After 6 weeks of investigations, they'd finally caught him. He was then taken out of the house and into the back of a patrol car. But there was still one problem with all of this. They still had no evidence that he was the one who killed Benny all those weeks ago. Sure, the connection is strange and multiple people have accused him, but there's nothing solid. That's what the cops wanted to change in the interrogation room and bring peace to Benny's family almost 2 months after his death.
Where did those glasses come from though, too? He didn't have any of the glasses in any one of those photos.
Remember,
maybe he was trying to do it to hide his identities? That damn Steelers shirt.
Jason is likely not aware of exactly how much the cops know. All he knows is that he was arrested and now the cops are interrogating him. He might even think that they don't know about the murders and that he could get away with everything.
How do you know Gary Bayless?
I knew that Gary, like I said, my cousin lived next door, but my mom.
Oh, I don't know, Gary. I just wanted to kill him because I was bored. Okay? I just wanted to steal some money from him and his Subaru Outback so I could be a little bum-ass bitch and go to his house.
I used to go over and help him out a lot.
And I have no life and I play my balls today.
He gets to telling me about how he hates Donald Trump and everything.
Yeah, he's a Bernie supporter.
Man.
Yeah.
Hey, he's out there. He's a trip.
Yeah.
I asked him, you know, if there'd be a possibility if he can lend me his car so I was able to get to work and stuff.
Okay.
You know, he was iffy on it for a second, you know what I mean? Because he doesn't like people using his car and stuff.
Right.
He was like, I'm gonna be happy. He was like, I want to see you succeed. He's like, I want to see you do like, you know that I just got out of prison.
So how long have you had a car?
So you kill somebody. Okay.
For?
I've had his car for a few days.
How long do you think you've known him for?
I've known Gary for almost 9 years.
Oh, wow. So you have a long relationship.
I've stayed a night or two at his house.
Just put it all over myself.
So you've been in the house before and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everything up until this point is mostly the truth. He did know Gary and he had spent some time with him recently. But remember, he was found with Gary's
Why does he look straight at the camera?
stolen credit.
Or is it like an obvious camera, like one of those cameras in the corner of like the wall? Like white around it, and then there's the black bulb thingy around it? Because he looks straight at the damn camera, I think.
Credit cards in his stolen car just days after he was murdered. This is shaping up to be in his stolen car. Remember, he was found with Gary's stolen credit cards in his stolen car.
That's another thing. If you use his cards, why don't you throw it away? They could find the records, like track records or whatever, yeah. But you wouldn't catch me with any of the evidence. Like, just destroy all the evidence, burn it, or do something. Go into like Monster, or I would flee the country. Kill somebody, you flee the country. They can't catch you. I mean, they can, but they're not gonna find you for a long time.
Days after he was murdered. This is shaping up to be a textbook interrogation where the detectives will have to catch him out in various lies in order to extract the truth. And they're about to start that process immediately.
Jason, tell me what happened, man.
What do you mean, tell you what happened?
I have people that are in the area that seen you and him together. He's been deceased since about the same time.
My monitor. Okay. This monitor.
Time you seen him, you got his card and his credit cards.
Okay.
Tell me what happened.
I told you, he lends me his car for work.
Why is his neighbors and his son and everybody else saying that he will not lend his car out to anyone?
Neither would I. Especially to somebody that just got out of jail. No hate to anybody that just gets out of jail or whatever. But not even, especially somebody that just gets out of the jail. I'm not lending my car to anybody. Only people that I would lend his car to are immediate family members. Because immediate family members, especially like my parents, I can't really have a say in if my parents drive the car that I'm probably going to get soon, because my parents bought it. If I buy the car, it's different. But even then, I won't say no to my parents unless it's like, something stupid. My parents shouldn't have any reason to be loaned a car. My parents are pretty financially literate, so nobody should be lending a car to an ex-fugitive. Let me just say that.
Yeah, everybody's told me that.
And that's what they're full of. Look, all I did was knock on the outer door.
You can smell it from the sidewalk.
He's claiming that Gary had lent him his car for work and had used the credit cards he'd left in his car to just buy a few cigarettes. But clearly the cop...
If he was still alive and I saw the charges on my phone, what the fuck are you doing with my cards? Oh, I'm gonna call him. Give me my shit back.
Cops don't believe him.
Nobody's spending any of my money. Nobody. I see all the charges that I get on my card. Second I see a charge. What the fuck? Who used my card? Who spent $20.19 at Circle K?
In fact, this entire questioning segment about Gary is more of a formality. They have much more evidence about this crime than they do Benny's. So their plan is to try and have him confess to Gary's murder so that confessing to Benny's doesn't seem like such a big
You see,
deal.
look at his composure. He's getting mad. And look at, ew! Look at his neck. He's like... Look at his neck. Hold on, let me turn the other way. He's like... He's like... Whenever he gets mad, he's like, dude! I didn't do it!
Like a clever strategy, but it won't work if Jason simply refuses to admit to anything.
Wouldn't you agree with us that it's kind of weird that you're the last person that seen with him?
Yes, I find that weird. I see where you guys stand with it, but at the same time, I'm not no dude. That's not shit I do, man.
Well, sometimes people don't.
That's not shit that I would do either if I get straight out of jail. But I can actually understand where he's coming from, seeing that if you get out of jail, you already have a bad record, so it's really, 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 really hard for you to get a job. So I can see why he kind of stole his cars and stuff. But you could have just asked for fucking money or asked to work for him.
No.
Regardless, you shouldn't steal or kill anybody.
And sometimes people get in arguments.
No. Anybody that knows me will tell you that's not what I do at all.
If you were a jury and you heard your story about a man who loaned you his car, who has been known not to loan his car to anybody, his family says, his neighbor says so, because if you don't help yourself, this can end up really bad for you.
When confronted with the cold, hard facts, something changes about Jason. He loses his confidence, he's fidgeting with his hands to try and distract himself, he avoids making eye contact with the detective however he can, whether it be looking down at the table, up at the ceiling, or even at the wall next to him. He almost looks ashamed. And that's no illusion. Pay close attention to what he does next, as it marks the beginning of a startling confession.
Even if you did wrong, and the judge, and you admit to what happened and everything else, the judge takes that into consideration because it shows remorse. You want me to turn it off? Stop.
You erased the first one.
I'm not erasing anything.
You erased the first one.
I'm not.
He's getting mad. It's him, dude.
No, you erased, I'm saying, if you erase the first one, I'm going to tell you what we got.
There, it's completely off.
Jason thinks that audio recorder is the only thing recording what he's saying right now. Somehow he doesn't realize the camera in the corner also has a microphone built in. So now that the audio recorder is off, he thinks he's free to say whatever he wants.
He's over there drinking water and stuff, just talking bullshit. I guess my mom had borrowed $20 from him. He was telling me about it and stuff, and then to be girl with stuff. I'm very protective of my mom.
Okay.
I love my mom all the time. And he got to talking real crazy about my mom. I asked him, please stop.
Shouldn't have killed him with W.
So I'm like, you know what, I gotta go. I get up and leave, and he threw his cup at me, and it had wine in it. He threw it at me, picked up his knife, I pushed him down, he dropped the knife, and I took the knife.
Where'd you push that knife?
Back into his chair. He said, I'll shoot you. And when he went to reach, I went, I don't.
It was a textbook confession, and the cops did an incredible job at helping him through it and making him feel comfortable. The thing is, they know this still isn't the whole truth, but it's all they need for now. They could disprove his self-defense story later in court. What matters is that he admitted to it in some respect. Now they can switch gears to Benny's murder, but he's not going to make that one as easy.
You probably are going to prove that you did Benny.
No, because I didn't do Benny.
And you're definitely going to be looking at a capital case.
And I'll be looking at a capital case as an innocent man for somebody I didn't kill.
You told us about Gary. Just like Detective Kennedy said, the two cases are like a mirror.
No, you're lying about the cases being similar.
Despite just being finessed into admitting to murder, Jason suddenly thinks he's the smartest person in the room. The cases are almost an exact mirror of each other. But Jason thinks he can escape liability for at least one of them. But he's dead wrong.
And see, here's another thing.
But
you just told us that you went through Gary's pants. You went through Benny's pants too. Because because Benny was known to carry several $100s in his pants pocket.
That I didn't know.
Everybody did.
No,
Everybody knew.
I did it.
So
Benny never pulled money out in front of me.
I didn't say that.
Most moms are like, there's no way my kid would do that.
No, she knows for a fact that I didn't do that.
I'm not saying about Benny. I'm just saying your mom's sitting here thinking, if my son possible, if it's possible. Well, we talked to your mom.
No, she ain't. Just did.
Yeah, we talked about it.
She's freaking out. And as far as me asking her if I thought
Protected your mom just for her to call you out is fucking crazy work.
you did it, it was now, hell no. It was, oh my God, I hope not. Jason, do you see what you're...
Listen to me, okay? I done told you about fucking Gary, bro. But this shit about Benny was not me.
And despite all the pressure the cops put on him, this is the story he stuck to. It seemed he thought he could maybe convince a jury of one self-defense charge, but two was simply too suspicious. But that didn't matter, as the cops figured they still knew exactly what happened. Jason knew Benny through his mother and had heard about the coffee can of cash. He broke in one morning in an attempt to steal the cash, accidentally waking Benny in the process. They started fighting, and Jason, fearing he'd call the police, stabbed him multiple times.
That's where the knife from Gary came from, I think.
Eventually, Benny crawled out to the hallway where he bled out. They also started to discount his story about Gary's murder. They believed
Because
that
he used the same knife to kill... The knife that he used to kill Benny, he used to kill Gary.
it wasn't any form of self-defense, and in reality, it was simply a disagreement. Jason had gotten irrationally angry after Gary refused to let him use his car. In his rage, he shoved him to the ground and killed him in the same manner, before stealing his credit cards and leaving in his car. These are the theories that the prosecution presented to the jury, and, as expected, they believed them. Only one person was charged in the murders of Benny King and Gary Ballas. Justin, Johnny, and Sarah were all ruled innocent. But Jason wasn't so lucky. In 2022, he was convicted of both of the murders and sentenced to life in prison.
Alright. Alright, y'all. That's the end of the video. I'm going to put this link in the description here. So I will copy it right now and put it in the description when I post the video. If you guys like the video, please like this video, please like and subscribe, turn on the post notifications, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.